Once, in a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills, there was a curious young boy named Hiroshi. Hiroshi wasn't like the other children. While they played games and ran through the fields, he would often sit under the shade of an old tree, lost in thought, pondering life's greatest mysteries. One day, he heard of a wise sage who lived atop the highest peak nearby, a man said to hold the secrets to enlightenment and inner peace. Determined to uncover this wisdom, Hiroshi set out on a journey. The path to the peak was steep, filled with loose rocks and thick brambles, but Hiroshi climbed with unwavering determination. When he finally reached the summit, he found the sage sitting quietly outside a small humble hut, surrounded by the beauty of nature. Hiroshi bowed deeply and asked, "Master, how can I find true peace and enlightenment?" The sage, an old man with a serene face and kind eyes, responded after a moment of silence, "If you dedicate yourself with all your heart, you may find it in 10 years. Hiroshi furrowed his brow. "But master, what if I work even harder? If I push myself beyond my limits, how soon could I reach enlightenment?" The sage's lips curled into a faint smile. "Then it will take 20 years. Confused but undeterred, Hiroshi pressed on. "And what if I devote my entire life to this quest, abandoning everything else? Surely then I could find it faster." The sage gazed at him with a knowing expression and calmly replied, "Then it will take 30 years. Hiroshi was stunned. Frustration crept into his voice as he asked, "Master, I don't understand. Why does the harder I try, the longer it seems to take?" The sage, ever patient, gestured for Hiroshi to sit. Then, with a calm voice, he explained, "When your mind is fixed solely on the goal, you lose sight of the journey. You are so focused on the destination that you miss the steps beneath your feet. Enlightenment is not something you chase. It is something you discover as you walk." Hiroshi fell silent, reflecting on the sage's words. Seeing the boy struggle to grasp the idea, the sage offered a metaphor. Imagine you are crossing a stream on slippery stones. On the far bank lies the treasure you seek. If you stare only at the treasure, your steps may falter, and you risk falling into the water. But if you focus on each stone, steadying yourself with care and awareness, you will not only reach the treasure, but also learn from the journey itself. In that moment, Hiroshi began to understand. He realized that his obsession with the result, with getting there as quickly as possible, had blinded him to the value of the process. The true reward wasn't simply the treasure on the far bank. It was the growth, the lessons, and the transformation that happened along the way. This story isn't just about Hiroshi. It's about all of us. How often do we chase after our goals? A dream career, personal success, or a perfect life, only to find ourselves frustrated, exhausted, or disconnected. We forget that the process itself holds meaning. It's in the challenges we face, the skills we build, and the moments we live that true fulfillment lies. So remember this, don't rush to the end. Savor every step, every stumble, and every triumph along the way. Focus not just on what you want to achieve, but on who you become in the process. Because sometimes the greatest treasure isn't the destination. It's the journey.